You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is T, it is D. Touchdown, because Nick is not here because he's probably watching the Commanders get their butts handed to them on Sunday Night Football. So that it is what it is. But you know what it is here in the Northeast, folks? It's Wrestling Nerd Broadcast hoodie weather season. This is, and I'm not just saying this because it has our logo on it. This is my favorite hoodie. This is just, it's form-fitting. It doesn't rise up when I lift my arms up. You know, it's not baggy, but it's not super tight at the same time. Very comfortable sweatshirt.
Good hoodie. I would suggest
go a size up.
I needed to size up.
Yeah, this is. I mean, normally I wear 2Xs now anyway, just because I've stopped caring about life. But I've had it since the 2X. I've kind of expanded, but no, it's very, very comfortable.
I got an XL and I wish I got a 2X.
It happens. It happens to the best of us. So, ladies and gentlemen, last week we revealed the greatest of all time to be.
And I don't know any of them.
Well, that's why you need to watch the episode, Tom. But we revealed that Sami Zayn, also known as Stone Cold Steve Austin, was voted by our thorough voting process to be the greatest wrestler of all time, based on a variety of categories. Now, here's the thing. Wrestling is such a weird thing that it all depends on your personal taste and what you like. But to me, you can't complain about this list if you didn't vote in this list. And that leads me to today of all days, ladies and gentlemen. Today, when this episode comes out, it is November 4th. It is Election Day here in the US of A. And if you have not already done so, make sure that you are a Hall of Fame citizen and you go vote. Look at my fancy butthole. Go vote in your local elections. They matter just as much as the big ones. So
they matter more. Go vote in your local election.
They really do, ladies and gentlemen. So go vote. Do that. And since it's Election Day, and I think we've actually done this on every Election Day episode that we released, we're going to have a good old-fashioned debate, ladies and gentlemen. But we're not going to come up with the topics ourselves because we live in an era where you don't have to think for yourself to be successful.
You don't.
Just look at our elections, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to let ChatGPT decide our topics to debate. So I'm going to fire up the old ChatGPT on my cellular phone here.
I'm on the app Soro.
Oh, are you making weird videos, Tom?
Oh, my God.
People think of cucumbers as just crunchy water sticks, but they're packed with seeds. Right down the center, those pale ovals, every slice shows them off. Because of those seeds, botanically, people think of cucumbers as just crunchy.
Just me riding a zebra talking about cukes.
All right.
In the final spin, mirror ball dropping that sparkling grin, gold jacket flashing like a sunrise hue, bell-bottom denim with the midnight blue, sequin in the corner.
Oh my God, is this free?
Yeah, I'll play you in a minute.
You want to see something pretty sweet? Check this out. Gosh, these are like serious fruits.
I'll say this, and I'm not going to name names, but I have been sent videos by people on TikTok that are like, oh my God, you got to check out this video. It's crazy. And then I'm like, did you notice the Sora watermark floating around there? I didn't say who it was. I didn't say who it was.
It was Danielle.
No, it wasn't. It was not. But ladies and gentlemen, if somebody calls you and says they're from the government and that you need to pay them back tax money with a Google Play gift card, you're being scammed. With all due respect to the wonderful country of Nigeria and their people, no king or prince is getting in touch with you to deliver his money. Okay? That's not happening. Bill Gates is not going to give you money if you forward an email. Okay? Don't fall for these scams. Now, don't fall for the scam of electing the wrong person, and make sure that you go out today and you do your patriotic duty and you vote before they take away your right to vote.
I get to vote for a friend of mine.
You get to vote for oh.
A friend of mine is running.
No, I took that the completely wrong way. I was like, Tom, no, that's voter fraud. You cannot vote for your friend.
Oh, no,
You
no,
have to
no.
vote.
No, my buddy Tim's running for city council.
Also, folks, it is okay. You can take pictures at the polling place. Don't take a picture of your ballot. Just saying.
No.
I'll tell you more later. So let's get to ChatGPT and our debating. So let's go.
Really,
I'm
Okay.
doing a wrestling podcast.
You see these curls? Look at this beautiful hair. It's going soon.
You're gonna cut it all off?
I think so.
Why? How short is it gonna go?
I don't know yet, but I'm kind of tired of this hairline. I'm not gonna lie, and it's also really naughty. But man, these curls! Look how cute I am, ladies and gentlemen.
Did you see the Bruce Springsteen movie, by the way? Just completely off topic.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. Fucking incredible.
Okay.
It's incredible.
Great
I cried
locks.
7 times. And probably like 2 more times were just like a little welling up. But I had like 7 full episodes of tears happen.
Wow. We're about to watch Bohemian Rhapsody, and I've never seen it.
It was good.
So, okay. So I wrote this. I'm doing a wrestling podcast with my friend Tom. Give us a wrestling topic to debate and assign assign a position for each of us to take. ChatGPT responds, awesome, here's a debate topic that's guaranteed to fire up some passionate opinions. Topic, was John Cena's Super Cena era good or bad for WWE? Clearly, ChatGPT knows me because it goes, Dave's position, it was good for WWE. Argue that Cena carried the company through a tough time, sold tons of merch, drew big crowds, and became a role model who kept WWE mainstream when stars were scarce. Tom's position, it was bad for WWE. Argue that Super Cena buried new talent, made storylines predictable, and slowed WWE's ability to build new main event stars during the 2010s.
Okay. I didn't watch it all, so this will be fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, per my voting sheet that I expressed last week with JP, John Cena is the greatest talent in the WWE's history. When you break it down by promo ability, theme song, merch, all that sort of stuff, this man, although didn't really change much with the times, still sold that perfectly. Similar to what Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin kept giving you for years and years and years, but it worked. At least he changed the shirt. Now, my thing is this. It is not John Cena's fault that other talent were not able to get over with the front office. Okay, people say that he buried so many guys. John Cena came out of that OVW class was not supposed to be the guy. John Cena was not even the guy at WrestleMania 21. It was Dave Bautista. It was supposed to be Brock Lesnar. It was supposed to be Randy Orton. Look who's still around. It's John Cena. Look who doesn't have allegations against him in a sex trafficking lawsuit. It's John Cena.
Randy Orton's still around.
He's still around, but did he ever get to that level?
Yeah, no. I think John Cena ruined the WWE, actually. When wrestling was just losing fans in record numbers, myself included, what did they push on us? They pushed on us John Cena, the guy who has 4 moves, who all he's really good at is making shirts that are sellable. And guess what? He's not making them. He's not designing them. They just assigned a good designer who's still inspired and not producing monthly subscription boxes to create shirts that kids found entertaining, and their parents were like, oh yeah, I can buy this for you because it doesn't say like ass or fuck or tit. But yeah, I think that they just pushed John Cena down everyone's throats and they made it washed out. And you say he didn't bury anyone. Well, clearly he did, because when the front office is only focused on one person, they can't focus on others. They didn't think of up-and-coming talent. They didn't think of the future. They thought of, how much can we milk John Cena for? They milked that man so much that he broke off his engagement with Nikki Bella. It's their fault. Because he became a lunatic and didn't know how to have a relationship, because the only relationship that grown-ass man had was with the WWE front office. He didn't know how to love anyone. He didn't know how to be loved by anyone. You know why? Because the front office did it, and this is why Super Cena is a piece of shit. And I hate him, and I hope he dies.
Jesus
Not really. I like John.
Oh
I
my
like John.
God.
I had to go for the opposite, right?
Jesus.
Kuzma,
I
what
never wished he'd just. I hope John Cena lives forever. I didn't go that far. I mean, I hope he does.
Nah.
All right. Our next topic per ChatGPT was CM Punk's return, or I guess it would be debut in AEW, ultimately a success or failure? Dave's position, it was a success. Argue that Punk's return generated massive buzz, boosted ratings, ticket sales, and gave fans a dream match they waited for a decade for. Tom's position, it was a failure. Argue that the backstage drama, injuries, his messy exit overshadowed everything he accomplished in the ring and hurt AEW's locker room culture. I think it was a success. I mean, I'm not telling you anything is wrong. I think things could have gone differently to have, you know, gone a different direction. I think ego did play a big role in things. I've always said, I think CM Punk always has thought of himself as he is the best thing in the world, quite literally and figuratively and metaphorically. And if you don't believe that, fuck you, you're wrong. Now, to an extent, yes, great attitude to have, because if you don't think that, how can you expect anyone else to? But at the end of the day, you need to work in teams. And I think that to an extent, Punk was so hurt from previous relationships of wrestling, he was willing to do this AEW thing, which may not be what he wanted, but it worked. I mean, I remember quite literally when he returned, that being just a massive, was it Friday night they did Collision? Saturday? I think it was Friday. Thursday? Friday? Maybe it was Friday.
I don't know.
I feel like it was a Friday because I remember like dicking around at work and like putting up like Cult of Personality on our Facebook page. But like, if you don't get Punk's return in AEW, you don't get his return to WWE. They facilitated that 100%. And I think at the end of the day, it just showed that there were, and I don't want to say it's fragile egos in the Bucks and Kenny, but like they realized that they were not the biggest stars in the company that they created when they wanted to be the biggest stars. Do I think there were necessarily dream matches we waited for? I don't necessarily think so, because we never got Kenny versus CM Punk. We never got I'm trying to think what else we got. Cody versus CM Punk. Those are the dream matches you wanted to see. But I think it gave them a good run for a while. The follow-up and execution of it was not good by AEW, but overall, I think CM Punk's return to AEW should be considered a success.
No.
Valid point, Tom.
Literally everything you said just backs up that it wasn't. It was just a selfish move by a selfish man who didn't give a shit about anyone else. I think, was it exciting? I will give you that, yes. It certainly was exciting to see CM Punk back in the wrestling ring. Was it successful for anyone but CM Punk? No. Was it successful for CM Punk? Sort of. I don't think AEW was successful for CM Punk because I think he was the cancer in that relationship. He was the abusive boyfriend. He was the reason why X, Y, and Z couldn't happen. He's the reason why people got in trouble, got over it. Wrestlers left, fans left, because it was just a CM Punk show. You want to talk about like not changing with the times? Why were we getting the same CM Punk in AEW as we were getting 15 years prior? It's a John Cena move. I have one bit, I have one character, I can do 10 moves at most, and that's my thing. Can CM Punk talk on a mic? Sure. But he can't handle when someone talks back to him. And I think that it was very toxic for AEW and honestly for the internet wrestling community or whatever. What the fuck are you doing, Crouton? She's losing her mind. Hold on, look at this cat. Just licking herself. She got the zoomies.
Whoa. Now this has to be an 18
She
or
got the
older video.
zoomies. But no, like real life. Like I can debate this like this because I actually believe it. Like I don't think it was good for business. I think it made money, but I think it was he's such a polarizing figure, and I don't think it's his character. I think it's his personness that it caused a big rift between wrestling fans, between wrestlers, and AEW really like fucking bent down backwards to give this man whatever he wanted. And the second it didn't go his way, he threw a pissy fit and left. So no, I think it was ultimately bad for business. Don't break my curtains.
I think the people that benefited most from CM Punk's return to AEW is WWE. Because I think that CM Punk went into AEW because he was so mad at WWE. He's like, I want to wrestle. I want to do this. This is what I was born to do.
The only reason he did it.
And then when it didn't work out there eventually, he was so mad at AEW. He's like, fuck it. I'll just go to WWE. God damn it. I'll fucking shake Hunter's hand. I'll do the finger point picture, which from a fan standpoint, yay.
Very
CM
cool.
Punk, as controversial as a figure as he is, as much of a love-hate relationship that I've had him during our time on the broadcast alone, he is still responsible for some of my favorite moments in wrestling. Like the storyline, and it came up on my time up. I did the wrestling 30-day challenge a couple years ago on our Facebook page, and I said that the Money in the Bank John Cena CM Punk storyline feud is my favorite of all time. Like that's my favorite story they've ever told. The follow-up shit, but the moments leading up to it was fantastic. So CM Punk's entrance at Money in the Bank 2011, CM Punk's debut on Collision at the Allstate Arena, his return to WWE. Those are three of the loudest pops of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't know why. I don't think he's that good.
We went in a zigging and zagging position, but we finally got CM Punk back to WWE, which I think his ego was so much in the way that it wouldn't allow for him to take that straight route. Like, you can just go talk to Hunter and Vince and go back. I'm sure they'll have
you. He needed to prove something that he's still worth it and he's still got it. So he went what he viewed the minor leagues of wrestling and got his flowers, and then couldn't handle a fucking teenage Tarzan fucking talking shit, so he tried to fight him.
Cry me a river, real glass, bitch.
So stupid. That whole fucking thing, man.
Our next topic, courtesy of ChatGPT. Has AEW lived up to its original promise as an alternative to WWE? Tom's position, yes, AEW has delivered on its promise. Argue that AEW gave fans a real alternative with creative freedom, dream matches, and a focus on in-ring wrestling that WWE wasn't providing. My position, no. AEW lost its identity. Argue that AEW started strong but became inconsistent, overstuffed with ex-WWE talent, and failed to grow its audience the way fans expected. Wow. Okay. It knows my side.
I know. Yeah, I would say, yeah. I do agree that AEW has become an alternative and has had failures, of course, but like, when's the last time anyone went up against WWE? It was WCW, and we saw what happened. AEW has outlived that. AEW has had more views on Dynamite than Saturday Night's Main Event did last night. And Saturday Night's Main Event was this huge fucking deal, and it didn't really get the views. So you'll get weeks where both don't have the views, for sure. So I'm braiding my hair. But do I think that we did get dream matches? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, honestly, just the Kenny and Hangman feud, the Kenny and Mox feud, the fucking bringing in the New Japan folks like that don't make sense. Like I'm kind of bummed about the Okada situation, but like bringing in, we had Best Friends for a while they were killing it, and we forget that Best Friends was like a hot attraction. We had the fucking Darby Allin Chris Jericho feud, phenomenal. With then Orange Cassidy and Jericho, where they wrestled in champagne or whatever, like in a mimosa. There were moments like that, and I think there were moments that AEW has created that made me, as a fan of wrestling, forget that WWE existed at points. Serious, like dead serious. Bringing serious got me. Bringing Bryan Danielson back into wrestling, insane. SCU was the hottest thing for a minute. This town sucks. That was brilliant. The Young Bucks. What storytelling? You want stories? You've got the Young Bucks from day one, being the EVPs, being the good guys, doing the thing, having their heel turn, and this heel turn being something worth watching. Yeah. And the downfall of the Young Bucks. Just it's a story that I don't think WWE is ready to compete with.
Yeah.
The rise and fall of the Bucks. So it's giving you the stories that you want. It's giving you matches that you never thought you would see. It's giving you moments that you never even thought of.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about Sting. It gave Sting his flowers that he did not get in WWE. So I will say yes, AEW has succeeded as an alternative to WWE, and I will say it has exceeded expectations as well.
To an extent, I will agree with you that they have become a complete alternative to WWE. I do get that. They have lost steam tremendously in the last 2 to 3 years. Now, don't get me wrong. When they have moments, they do them well. They just have a tough time building to said moments. I love that there is a lot of wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you know, you know, sort of thing with AEW. I think that's great because I think that's their fan base. Whereas like WWE does a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's just looked at as cringe. My biggest issue with AEW is that my number one example, and I've said this on this podcast many times, Kazuchika Okada is a background character in a 10, 12, 15-man stable.
I know.
He is supposed to be the greatest of all time.
I know.
And he's just a guy. I'm like, imagine if WWE did that and they put John Cena in his final year in like this 15-man stable. Another thing that I can't stand that AEW constantly does is they always have these all-star 6-man tag matches. I'm like, it's not an all-star tag match if it doesn't have your actual stars. With all due respect to Mike Bailey and I don't know who else is in there right now, like Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe. No, all-star should be all-stars. It should be MJF, Swerve, Okada, Hangman in a tag. That's an all-star match. Guys that are competing for the TNT title is not a all-star match. Like I said, Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole's debut at the end of All Out is a moment. As dumb as it was, the follow-up when Adam Cole is revealed as the devil as against MJF, bit of a moment. They've had some great matches in AEW. The Iron Man match between Bryan Danielson and MJF comes to mind because I watched that in a movie theater. Swerve versus Bryan Danielson. Swerve and Bryan Danielson. Sting and Darby versus the Young Bucks is amazing. It just, they haven't been able to get, I don't want to say they don't have star power because it's a different kind of star power, but like, if you ask, like, who's the face of AEW? Like, who's the biggest name who has gone through their prime in AEW.
Yeah.
Like they don't have somebody on that Hulk Hogan, John Cena. Like in our GOAT top 10, we were gonna put Kenny Omega, but I was like, he's gonna get washed away in this thing. He would have been number 10 easily.
Yeah. And that's heartbreaking for me because I'm a big Kenny guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with you. And here's I just want to, can I add one more before we move on?
Of course.
Here's the interesting thing about it though. With AEW, I think it's okay to think both on this one. Right? Like, yes, they've created an alternative. Yes, they've created great moments. Yes, they've dropped the ball on building the star. Yes, they've dropped the ball on building up this, because we know the pay-per-view is going to be fucking incredible. We know matches are going to be just like edge of the seat, nail biter, sweating in your living room. But we don't know the story. And that's where I think, like, if AEW got the story right, if AEW kept momentum with the storyline, I think it would be fully on my side of this debate. But without that, and because, you know, yes, you can let creative freedom happen. Maybe it's too much. Without having consistent writing, if you will, or consistent planning, I don't think it will ever overtake. I think it'll always be a cat and mouse.
In AEW's 6-year history, I've kind of flip-flopped back and forth on like what I prioritize as what I'm watching, right? Like I watch, I mean, granted, it's football season, so but you know, I typically watch Monday Night Raw every Monday or Tuesday morning, along with NXT, and I'll watch the highlights of SmackDown. There was a period where I would watch the highlights of SmackDown, NXT, Raw, whatever, and I'd watch Dynamite live every Wednesday. When I watch, you know, prior to the ESPN thing, I was prioritizing, I need to be home to watch the WWE PLE that's on tonight, the Saturday night's main event that's on tonight. AEW does a show, you know, if I can watch it, you know, with Margaret's Amazon, you know, great. You know, if I can't, watch highlights on Twitter or whatnot. Anytime I've watched a AEW pay-per-view, no matter how vested I've been in the television product, the show's always great. And I've always said this. Between AEW and WWE, with a couple of handful of exceptions here and there, there's no bad wrestling. Right? Like nobody.
There's bad moments.
Bad. It's good wrestling. AEW in ring has best wrestling. WWE has better storytelling. And I think that you can get away with not having as good of in-ring wrestling if you have better storytelling. Because you have to give me a reason to care. If I don't care why these guys are having this epic match, I don't, you know, look at the World Series, for example. Tom, I know you hate sports, but I'm watching Game 7 of the World Series last night from a complete unbiased, I don't care who wins, really. You know, I'm really watching. But imagine if one of my teams was in, I'd be like, come on, let's even more. That's the way I look at it. And last night, I'm watching Game 7 of the World Series the same way I watch an AEW pay-per-view. Great show. I didn't lose any sleep depending on who won or lost. You know? So I think if AEW can get their storytelling better, look at the Hangman Page thing. That storytelling, when he won that world title, what a feel-good moment that was. So, but
unrelated, what happened to Swerve? Is he hurt?
I don't know. I don't watch AEW that much.
I don't watch wrestling that much, to be honest with you at this point. Too hard to watch wrestling.
It happens, you know. But that's all we've got. Good
topics. No. Let's do one.
You want one more?
One more. And ask ChatGPT to make it comical. A comical debate on who's the best gimmick wrestler. Who's got the worst butt cheeks in wrestling? It's Rikishi.
Oh. See, this is weird because I literally just I wrote, give us a comical wrestling topic to debate and assign us a position. Comical topic. Who had the better entrance theme? Real American by Hulk Hogan or Sexy Boy by Shawn Michaels? What? Hold on.
All right, fine. I got one.
Oh,
Not a debate. Question.
okay.
Part one of part two. Do we think Hugger Bailey is going to come back in the next 6 to 10 months?
I think she's going to do a complete split personality, a la Sting is the Joker in TNA.
Yep. I think
And
it's
that's
going to be
the show, ladies and gentlemen.
And now do we think, because now I read somewhere, probably Twitter, rumor has it Bailey might be AEW bound.
I've heard that as well.
Do we think, so like this is me taking, like, I fucking love Bailey. I think she's honestly, like one of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Uh-huh.
Do we think that Bailey, if Bailey moved to AEW, one, would it just be the fucking Mercedes Bailey show, which would get old fast? Or like, would it be a good move for Bailey, for AEW, and for the fans? I think we'd have a feel-good moment of her and Mercedes coming back together and maybe giving us like a NXT takeover match against each other.
Imagine Bailey comes out or whatever, because there's no way she's going to be Bailey. I don't know what her name would be. But imagine Bailey comes out, the wacky waving inflatable tube guys go, right? She comes out side ponytail, right? Her and Mercedes hug, middle of the ring, right? And then all of a sudden, Bailey pulls the John Cena mean face, pulls the ponytail off. It's a wig. Short hair bob drops down, belly to belly. And that's when Mercedes starts to lose all the belts and she's down to just the one title. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Literally what I was saying. Like, literally, that's the only thing that makes sense. And then we get that because we know. So Mercedes is annoying to watch because we like she puts on fine matches. Sometimes they're good. A lot of times they're boring. Whatever.
Depending on her opponent.
It depends on her opponent. We know if we had Mercedes Moné and Bailey in the ring against each other, we're at least
we'd be celebrating.
We're at least going to be getting a damn good match.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think if Bailey went to AEW, it would be the nail in her coffin. I think her time at AEW would last a bit, and then that would be it. So I don't want that. I want that to happen because I think I'd love to see Bailey and like Willow Nightingale do a thing.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Bailey get fucking Chris Statlander, Britt Baker if she ever comes back. Bailey, like good Bailey against Julia Hart would be so fun.
I could see good Bailey and Willow Nightingale just making the best tag team ever.
That's why I want it, to be honest with you. Just the positivity that would come through. And then they can hire that Izzy chick who's weird.
Oh, God.
Have just for one match for Bailey to just beat the piss out of her and say, stop feeling
No.
pain.
You know what you have to do during that? Bailey's mean, right? Izzy's beating the shit out of her somehow. Here comes Mercedes Moné to steal her headband again and make her fucking cry, just like she did in TakeOver in the greatest moment ever in wrestling history.
It's done, and it's done. I would like to. There's people who I would, and stories that could happen that I would like to see Bailey have in AEW.
Yep.
But I think if she goes to AEW, it is going to be the very short end of her career ending.
Yeah,
I do. I don't see her making that move in the way that Mercedes did and being uber successful.
I could see it. I could completely see it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what I also want to see, I want to see your comments in the comment section below on how you feel about the debate topics. Are you team AEW, WWE? Has John Cena's push, is Super Cena hurt or hindered the business in any way? What do you think of CM Punk's run in AEW as well? And let us know if you want to see Bailey in AEW and all the rest of the love we want to get in those comment sections. So don't forget, you can buy your Wrestling Nerd Broadcast hoodie on ProWrestlingTees.com. Use code NRD for 0% off your order. Order it now so you get it in time for the holidays, ladies and gentlemen. It's very comfortable and you'll want it soon, even if you're in Florida. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/WNRDB. To get in our chat for $5, you can just get your name in the credits and a little bit of love for $1 a month. Really helps us out here. And of course, right here on YouTube, if you haven't already done so, below Tom is the subscribe button. If it says subscribed, you're a great person. If it says subscribe, what the hell are you doing? It's free. Click it now.
It
Thank
helps
you.
us.
It does. It does, ladies and gentlemen. So on behalf of myself, the future king of the nerds, DaveCTheVoice, the Hall of Fame voice, and Mr. Tom's got glasses. He's big on all the socials. Go check him out. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
You know what's really funny is we started doing this whole fucking puppet thing on our show, and now other people are doing the puppet thing with wrestling, and now there's puppets in wrestling, and now you're doing the fucking puppet thing. Guess who I found this week? Guess who might have something to say next week?
Ooh, it's Tony Jones.
Stop biting my fucking bit, you pieces of shit. I brought the puppet on. You didn't, you fucking goddamn copycats. Imitation's not the form of flattery. Imitation's fucking cheap. It's a cheap fucking dig at you trying to do something new that's already been fucking done. Yeah, did I get inspired by Puppet from fucking that old thing on wrestling? Of course I did. And I said that from the get-go. Give me my fucking credits, you little cunt.